does that mean? You know what it means? It means that there is cheese coming, because every Terran in the world goes Reaper. I built a bunker in my mineral line. I scout. Oh crap, can't really get in there to do serious damage. And poke down and kill him that way and go from 3 angles, and he pretty much lost at this point. I could have dropped an expansion, but I want to make sure that I'm completely safe. His SCVs aren't doing anything, the bunker's killing the Reapers, and all in that just completely failed. What's up everybody, this is JoeSavy bringing you a Command Center first build order video. Yes, this is a build order video against a very easy AI. So the trick to the Command Center first opening is to not scout right away. I know the initial response is always to scout, but if you scout before you actually get your Command Center down, you don't have the money to actually push out and look for an enemy, right? So you're going to actually lose out on that mining time, and it's going to delay your Command Center. So we're just going to continue SCV production until we get to 10 supply or the 9th SCV on the field, and we're going to take it down. And we are up against a random opponent, see random, and we're going to build a supply depot on a ramp. I like to close off my wall anytime I'm up against a random opponent, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and then just send the SCV back to mining because he has no purpose other than mining at this point. And we're not going to go out and scout for a little while, so we're just going to keep him in base, and him or one of the other guys is going to go down and build a command center. We're going to do that at 14 supplies, so just an FYI, 14 command center. So if I say a 14 CC or 14 command center, that's what it means. At 14 supply, you build it. And notice we're at 12, little supply indicator. Very important, keep an eye on that, because these builds can be quite specific at certain points. And I feel in order to get better at the game, you should learn at least the opener, and then you could transition however you want. So let's go ahead and... So we're at 14 supply. We could actually send him down there, start mining on the low ground mineral patch. And I usually hotkey him S2, but you don't have to. No SCVs at this point. So we kind of cut SCV production until we have 400 minerals, and then we're going to go ahead and build our command center, and then we're going to build 2 more until we get to 16. Very straightforward, very simple. Notice I'm not doing any kind of clicking stuff. Well, I'm not playing against anybody, so I don't need to warm up my hands. Why would I do that? That's just ludicrous. That's crazy talk. Why would anybody ever do that if they didn't need to? So at 16 supply, we're going to build a barracks to halfway complete our wall, like this. Right? Okay, and then we're going to continue production. You don't have to build a supply depot here. In fact, don't build one, unless of course you're facing some kind of aggression like Zerglings or something like that. Then it could be difficult to deal with. But we're going to go ahead and just assume that our opponent doesn't know what we're doing, and we're going to go ahead and actually not scout for a little while longer. Now this is a very economically greedy build, and you can get punished for it, but the higher up in leagues you get, the safer you are at doing these type of things. So we have extra money. We go ahead and build a barracks right here to complete our wall, right? And then as it times out, we'll have about 350 minerals to get everything we need. And of course the command center completing. So we're going to get a Marine, Orbital, and we're going to send this guy out to scout and find our opponent. And Orbital right here as well. Now with this extra money, we're going to go ahead and get a bunker. Notice 2 barracks in production. And 2 refineries, okay? Now notice, the supply is 20 over 30. That means that we're going to be supply capped very soon. So we need to go ahead and get another depot right around 20 some supply. I say get it a little bit earlier, and then that way you don't have to worry about getting supply capped, that kind of thing. So drop your mules as soon as you have it. You can check on your SCV anytime you feel like he's threatened or you want to take a look and see what he sees. Okay, so we see a Marine, and of course he died because we weren't watching him, and that'll probably happen to you quite often. Let's make sure that our refineries are saturated. Oh, too many. Okay, so we're going to double produce Marines for just a little while until we get to about 4 or 5. And let's go ahead and get another depot because we don't want to get supply blocked. And we want some army to defend us in the early game so we don't get all in, because we notice our opponent's on 1 base. So we're going to follow this up with a tech lab. We're going to lift you off and get a reactor. And with our next minerals, we're going to actually, or our next gas, we're going to go ahead and get a factory right there. Once we get to 100, non-stop depot production because we don't want to get supply capped. And it'll help us later on in the game. And we don't necessarily need all the minerals at this point. So we're just following a little specific direction right now. And our tech lab's done, so we're going to start Marauders. Go ahead and get Stim Pack, and then once this barracks is done, we'll start getting Marines. Now we have extra money, so let's get our engineering bay, and that'll prevent DTs from coming in, and I mean not DTs, cloak banshees, and a lot of those other things that you could have to deal with. So Marauders and Marines. Try not to miss production cycles. Notice we're doing pretty well with that at this point. A little short on gas, but we're going to go ahead and do a different kind of build. We're going to go, well, actually a regular build. We're going to get a starport, and then we're going to get a reactor once we have 50 gas. There's our reactor. Let's go ahead and get a turret so we don't get killed by banshees or something else like that. And get a couple more refineries. This is where builds can get kind of crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get another 2 barracks as we have the money. 16 supply is soft cap saturation, so you don't necessarily need any more SCVs on there because the third SCV mines at half efficiency. Just remember that whenever you're playing your games, that 16 is soft cap. It's not the maximum, it's just soft cap saturation. Alright, so we're going to pick up double Marine, Marauder. Let's go ahead and stop using our factory because we're not going to use it anymore. Double Medevacs. And a little bit supply cap, but these 2 are just about done. Build 2 more. We want to get a lot of depots so we don't get supply capped. Okay, so notice getting a little bit high on money, so go ahead and get another barracks, or 2. Actually get 2. And let's saturate this mine, which isn't doing anything. Stem's just about done. Once these first 2 medevacs finish, let's go ahead and get a reactor on that. A couple more depots. Queue up 2 more medevacs, and then we're actually going to load up in these medevacs and just boost to our opponent's base. I like to do like an arching motion, so like I go up like this so it doesn't get picked off. These depots very important. We have a little bit extra gas now, so we go ahead and get +1 attack. And because we're doing a drop now, it's a fairly safe time to go ahead and expand. You could expand close, you could expand far, whatever your preference. Whatever you feel like you can take care of. Or, I mean, whatever you feel like you could support. So, let's go Tech Lab Reactor because we're up against Terran. Double Medevacs. We want lots of Medevacs. We're going to go take this drop and put it right here. Now, if you get really good at this and you get really shifty and creative, you can go ahead and load up another Medevac like so, and then take it and drop it to natural at the same time. So we're going to poke up like this. We're going to go in, stem, attack, and then realize, okay, say he's got a force to deal with it. Just pick off what you can, then load up like this, and then run away. So that is a command center opening build, which can of course be punished quite heavily if your opponent's not expecting it. I mean, if your opponent is expecting it, but you know, it can be quite beneficial in the mid game and that kind of thing. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, like and subscribe if you will. If you like the video, like it. If you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe it. Check it out on my YouTube page. And this is really more of a drill than a specific, you know, how to play every single matchup, but it is something you could practice. So it's a good baseline for how to play your game. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.